Since childhood, I have heard stories or read about moments signifying a shift, a transformation, a pivotal eureka moment in the quest when the heroine finally outsmarts the villain. When the puzzle is unlocked or the secret revealed, the hero figures out the key to the riddle. Often these answers are repeated either in the same story or in between stories, a common theme, an age-old adage. You know the ones. You have to let go to hold on. It was there all along. You got to put your past behind you. There's a point in the telling when some mundane lesson comes back in a moment of crisis and it takes on a new meaning, becomes the key that unlocks the problem, the thing that will solve the dilemma and deliver the ragtag band from their impossible situation. These stories and lessons, these solutions, became like an arsenal for me. Simple things like never eat or drink in fairyland and never tell them your name. If you cross a river, beware, you've crossed a boundary. But there's always something, some nugget of wisdom to tuck away, and I started collecting them like a personal grimoire. What was that trick? Which were the words? What was that riddle solution? How well did I pay attention, and have I collected the right things? What if I have all the answers but not the right ones? It's also a trap our heroes can fall into. When it comes time, will I remember them? I was reminded of this when we rewatched the movie Labyrinth recently. We had been to the Jim Henson exhibit at the Graham, and I was reminded of all the wonderful things he had done, among them this movie with David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. The costumes were on display in this beautiful globe thing that rotated and sparkled, and so all of that like magical thinking came back. So we watched the movie that night, and I saw again the scene that kicked this off for me, where the heroine is on the path and she comes to two doors. And there's a guardian at each door, and one always lies, and one always tells the truth. But you have to choose the right one to go forward. And I can't convey how much this particular riddle has haunted me throughout my life. It is a very easy trick of logic, but I could never remember what the key was. I could remember the situation. I've drawn it out. I've scratched out the logic next to these hastily sketched rectangles. But when I first saw it, there was no rewind. You couldn't go back unless you owned the movie, which came out later, or if you rented it in continuum from Blockbuster, which I did not do. There was no quick little 10-second rewind, rewatch it, committing it to memory. And so the answer, in case you too are gathering tricks, is that you would ask each one if the other one would tell you the truth. But even so, knowing this, it gets me no closer to knowing which door, because I have to go through that little logical path. I'm better at it now. I think I could probably even get through it if I needed to. But I won't, of course. No one will. There are no doors with lying guardians matched with truth-sayers, no question from the Sphinx, no more than there are actual pearly gates to stand before. But there is a need to feel like we will have an answer when we need it, either through tuning everything out to listen to that inner voice or repeating a mantra. Is there not some key thing that we wrestle with, uniquely trying to us, but universal in scope? Like Percival, we are on a journey, learning as we go, hoping we are figuring out the right things, going down the right labyrinth path to an end we don't yet know. And we won't until we come upon it again and realize, understanding anew, that one of those things we've collected will give us safe passage, will be our coin to the ferryman, and will deliver us over what used to be a chasm.